The San Francisco 49ers have won the toss, and Jim Gallery, the returning regular kicker of the St. Louis Cardinals, will be the man who will kick it off for St. Louis. Carl Monroe and Harry Sidney are deep to receive for San Francisco. The Cardinals will be wearing white and moving from the right of your screen to the left, and the 49ers are in their home red jerseys. You can see, of course, that the infield was all ready because the Giants have made it through to the World Series. But instead, it is another Cardinal team who's had that honor. Big hole opens up for Carl Monroe, but he is stopped at the 27-yard line. There is Joe Montana, who went back to work last week and led the 49ers to victory in Atlanta. Montana, of course, in his 9th year. Here's the defense he'll be going against. Garalchik had a big game last week against the Saints. Curtis Greer is a returning regular. Charlie Baker, Peter Noga, and E.J. Jr., 2 returning regulars, and the brother of one man who's still out. Ken Sims, Mark Jackson, Travis Curtis, and Leonard Smith, who had a spectacular game a week ago in the secondary for St. Louis. On first down, 2 tight ends in the ball game for San Francisco, and the give is to the lone setback, Roger Craig, who is met by a group of Cardinal tacklers. After a very short gain, Peter Noga was the first man there. We look at the offense for San Francisco. Montana, Doug Dubois starting today as Joe Cribbs was put on the injured list right before the game. Craig, Clark, and Harry Greer, who's made an impression with the replacement 49ers. The offensive line has 2 returning regulars in Durrett and Francis, but if there's a question mark on the 49er roster, that is probably it right there. Second down and 9 yards to go. Montana finds time and finds Russ Francis down the middle for first down yardage to the 44-yard line. Leonard Smith made the stop for St. Louis.
Immediately came out in 2 tight ends, Jim, and here he tries to get his big tight end, try to get Russ Francis on Leonard Smith on a one-on-one type coverage, and he does that. They are in a man-to-man type coverage. He moves around and buys some time to give Russ Francis time to work on Smith, drives him off, comes back to the ball real well. Man-to-man coverage, Russ Francis should win that battle, which he did.
12-year veteran out of Oregon, once called by some the practically perfect tight end. And on first down now, Montana goes with the bread and butter of the 49er offense. Roger Craig on the swing pass, and Craig has another 49er first down before Baker made the stop for St. Louis.
Well, as you said at the top, they're going to look an awful lot like the regular players, which a lot of them out there are. They give them 3 different formations in the first 3 plays. They came out 2 tight ends, and they get an I formation, then it gets split back. Give all this young defensive team of the Cardinals a lot of different looks. Throw the ball around, spread it around to tight ends. Roger Craig, they look just like the normal 49er team.
And now Craig comes off the field, and Sidney and Dubois will be the running backs behind Joe Montana. This is Dubois, and the rookie out of Nebraska has a gain of about 3 yards before Charlie Baker and E.J. Jr. made the stop for the Cardinals. Dubois, a returning regular, comes off the injured list as Bill Walsh has a dozen returning regulars in his lineup today.
Well, he's got his script down, and nothing takes him out of that script except for long yardage situations or extreme short yardage situation will take him away from, say, a 20 or a 25 play script. The 4th formation that they used there was a completely different one. They've lined up in 5 different formations already.
Double tight end again on second down and 7. Roger Craig coming out of the backfield for a gain of about 3. Doolin and Noga made the stop for St. Louis. Along the St. Louis sideline, there is Gene Stallings. A little extra concern today. One of his assistant coaches, Leon McLaughlin, had a little difficulty on the team plane out here last night, fainted from exhaustion, and they left him in a hospital in Denver.
I'm sure that Gene Stallings will be glad to get his people back. They've had to win on defense and special teams. They got fumble recoveries returned for touchdowns. They got big special play teams out of Sikahima last week, and I know he wants to get his players back. Get Roy Green healthy, get Neil Lowe back throwing the ball again.
Green was listed as a starter but will not play today. It's 3rd and 3 now for San Francisco. The ball at the 35, and I think they took too much time, Kenny.
30 seconds worth.
Offense. Delay. Number 16.
There's Fred Silva. Fred Silva, the referee from Maui.
Maui, long commute to play football, call football games.
5 defensive backs will now be in the game for St. Louis as Montana gets ready to bring out another play on 3rd down and 8.
Gene Stallings said he would try some blitzes. He would try to blitz Montana, but not an awful lot because Montana's probably one of the better quarterbacks in the league at picking up that tight blitz. Leonard Smith looked for him to blitz occasionally.
This time Smith goes with the wide receiver as Montana gives the ball off. They stayed with the planned script, apparently. Bohm and Greer made the stop for St. Louis. And now the 49ers have 4th down and will kick it away.
Well, they give them a little split-back formation, a passing-type formation, and try to pop a draw up in there. Like you said, they stay with that script. The only thing that gets them out is extreme short or long yardage situations.
There is Jim Asmus, whom Walsh described as only an average punter. Bai Sikahima is standing at the 10-yard line, getting ready to try to make a big play for St. Louis. This one is high. Sikahima will let it go. And the 49ers are unable to keep it from going into the end zone. So St. Louis will have the football at its 20. And the man who gets his first start today at quarterback is number 10, Sammy Garza, chosen today to start ahead of Sean Halloran by Coach Gene Stallings. He played the 4th quarter last week and played reasonably effectively without throwing the ball much. Defense for San Francisco, Kugler and Board are returning regulars along the front line. There are a couple of returning regulars at the linebacker positions, Dean and George Cooper. And in the secondary, you have in Jeff Fuller a man who's very much like Leonard Smith, a big, strong, versatile safety man.
Sammy Garza last week, Jim, of course, we saw him come in. He did bring something to the huddle. It's an intangible thing. He came in. They only completed 3 of 10 for 4 yards passing last week, but he brought an intangible thing in there. He brought some kind of spark to the team, ran the ball real well, and got him into the end zone.
He just completed that pass to Leonard Smith, who starts at, or J.T. Smith, I should say, who starts with Troy Johnson at wide receiver, McAdoo and Farrell the running back. And there's the offensive line for St. Louis, which includes Lance Smith and Tootie Robbins, 2 returning regulars.
Well, you have to respect the great outside speed they have. They say McAdoo popping off tackle, but you have to respect that great outside speed that they have with J.T. Smith and Troy Johnson.
McAdoo had 94 yards last week, Kenny. That time showed you the kind of spunk he has as he picked up the first down, and the crowd here was upset as they thought that the ball had popped loose, but the officials ruled that Derrick was already down. Matt Courtney made the stop for San Francisco.
One of the players that Gene Stallings said might have a chance to stay with this ball club, to put him in the backfield with Earl Farrell to work with him. He runs the ball real tough inside. Good pass receiver coming out of the backfield, as is Sean Farrell.
So another first down for Sammy Garza and the Cardinals. Draw play. This is Farrell.
Little misdirection that time, Jim. They pull the guards up through the hole, little misdirection, step one way and try to hit it back up in the middle. Here's a ground level replay of it. We'll see here. You'll see the center, Keith Reddick, Lance Smith, the right guard, and Tom Welter. A little misdirection. Here come the guards up to the middle of the hole, and they try to pop Farrell right in behind those 2 big guards, Tom Welter and Lance Smith.
Another player whom Stallings likes a great deal is Tom Welter at offensive guard. First-year player from Nebraska. Farrell's numbers on the year. The Cardinals go on 2nd and short yardage and jump off sides, apparently. Lance Smith is the man who seemed to anticipate the snap count.
You see that San Francisco is...
Number 61, false start. 5 yards.
San Francisco now has brought in a 4th defensive lineman, Jim. Maybe to give them different looks because they are a much more experienced team than the Cardinals. Especially with the Cardinals on offense, if they bring in 4 down linemen and 3 down linemen, switch the linebackers, just give them a lot of different looks on defense.
Well, I think you just have to assume that Walsh is going to look out there and say, hey, Sammy Garza's playing in his 2nd NFL game.
That's right.
Let's throw the kitchen sink at him right away. And this time it is the rush. Ball is ruled a fumble. McAdoo picked it up. And McAdoo winds up gaining about 1 yard.
Well, it's a design-type little sprint out to get out beside the tackle. Get outside the tackle. You see a replay of it, and Gene Stallings has installed this for Garza because it has great running ability. You see him sprinting out behind the tackles, and you see Dwayne Board, their great player from San Francisco, comes in, makes the hit, and the fumble pops up. That play is put in for the Sammy Garza because of his ability to move, but somebody missed the block on Dwayne Board,
who will be one of the better pass rushers in just about any league that he plays in.
You bet. The matchup with Dwayne Board, have to keep an eye on that. Dwayne Board's a terrific pass rusher, plays the run very well, probably their best defensive line. Him.
3rd and 8. J.T. Smith What a grab. First down yardage inside the San Francisco 40.
Well thrown ball, too. Sammy Garza sits in the pocket real well and lets J.T. Smith work. Here you see an end zone replay. Watch Sammy Garza sit back in this pocket, just stand right there. Plant his feet real good. Let J.T. Smith go for the ball, and there he is. A reborn receiver. 25 catches a few years ago with Kansas City. He broke Roy Green's record of 78 catches for St. Louis last year with 80 catches himself.
26-yard play, and you have to expect that Garza's confidence soars after a shot like that down the middle.
Well, you have to admire him further. He gets hit real good by Dwayne Board and fumbles.
Number 63, false start.
That time it was Tootie Robbins who had trouble with the snap count.
Garza stands in there after the fumble, after getting hit real hard by Dwayne Board, and he stands in the pocket and delivers the ball real well. As you say, they can't do anything but help the young man's confidence.
There's a look at Stallings, who confided to us last night that it would be Garza. Didn't tell the team that Garza would start ahead of Sean Halloran until just about an hour ago.
They didn't know if Garza could play or not. He had to take a look at him this week and the next evaluation on him. He may stay with the team as the third quarterback.
McAdoo, running with enthusiasm, gets about 5 before Kevin Dean and Matt Courtney made the stop for San Francisco. I don't know if you saw that last score they ran there during the replay situation, but the Saints, losers last week in St. Louis, are ahead of the Bears in the fourth quarter.
Well, a lot of people think the Saints are a reborn team also. Jim Mora and Jim Finks have gone down there, reestablished a new tradition, a new attitude down there, and the Saints are playing real well. We had them last week, and they played pretty well, made some mistakes on offense.
I like Jim Mora. Garza looking down the sideline, throws before the receiver looks, and he adjusts on the ball. Troy Johnson at the 1-yard line. 35-yard gain. Garza to Troy Johnson.
Well, credit Troy Johnson for making this play happen. The ball was thrown a little bit short and a little bit behind him, but the great receivers, the good receivers, will adjust to the ball. You see Garza releasing the ball ground level here. The ball is a little short, a little to the outside of Troy Johnson. You see him stop right here. The defensive back goes by him, adjusts to the ball, and makes a nice play. Good receivers have to adjust to a poorly thrown pass.
That was a first-year corner named Darrell Pollard out of Weber State, who was unable to adjust as well as Johnson did to the ball. Johnson, one of the 14 returning regular players for the Cardinals, didn't have a catch last week. First and goal now. McAdoo. Touchdown.
McAdoo runs tough inside. He's got that low center of gravity. He's built real low to the ground. He's 5'10", 198 pounds, got good body lean. You see, here's a ground level replay of it, Jim. And you see him get in behind those shoulder pads, get down real low, and then leap for it in behind the block of Earl Farrell. There you see him leaping for it. This young man will probably have a chance to stay with the ball club once everything is settled at the strike situation. There's the block. You see him kicking out on the right side, the tight end. You see him going over the top right behind Earl Farrell, who's a good blocker, good pass receiver coming out of the backfield. McAdoo will probably stay. Lance Smith and Tootie Robbins on the right side doing a great job.
And Gallery kicks the extra point through. So, on his first drive of this game, new starter Sammy Garza takes the Cardinals 80 yards. They lead for St. Louis. Going into the end zone is Carl Monroe, and he's going to bring it out. Flags go down as Monroe gets across the 20 to the 24. And Don Goodman made the stop for St. Louis. I love to see that. One official throws a flag, so all the other 6 pull theirs out and toss them.
It looks like it's raining flags.
Yeah. There are no unbeaten teams left in the NFL. New Orleans has beaten the Bears 19-17.
Hot time in the Crescent City tonight.
How about that? They lose a game to St. Louis in which they roll up and down the field and can't capitalize, and come back to beat the Bears. Well, you know what they say. Anything can happen in replacement football.
Well, replacement football has made some races out of some divisions. It's anybody's ball game. Well, you take the New Orleans Saints. The strike situation probably has helped them because an awful lot of their veteran players came in, especially on defense. Tony Elliott came in, Bruce Clark came in. A lot of their veteran players were in, so the strike situation helped them. On the other hand, the Los Angeles Rams teams like that have struggled with it.
Holding number 40 on the kicking team, face mask, replay.
Well, we had a buffet of penalties there. A smorgasbord, and so they're going to kick it away again.
Buffet.
They will kick it again from the 35 once again, and again Monroe is in the middle for San Francisco. Harry Sidney to the near side, and Mike Barrajon up at the top of the screen as the ball comes down. Monroe at the 5. Wow.
Well,
quite a hit down there by number 27.
Not much gain, not much loss. About the same spot on the field.
Tony Mays and Adrian McBride there to make the stop. Montana comes back on for the 49ers. Moved them the first time, but not far enough.
Joe Montana, a lot heavier this year. Well, not a lot heavier. He's about 10 pounds heavier, and most of the weight that he put on this year to try to build his upper body. His arms, shoulders, and neck, in that area, he's put on about 10 pounds. There's been some question as to whether or not Joe Montana can throw the ball very deep effectively, and Bill Walsh confirmed that when we talked to him yesterday.
What do you think?
I haven't seen. He didn't throw the ball deep earlier in the year when we saw him play Pittsburgh in the regular season with the regular players, and he didn't throw the ball down the field very well. And Bill Walsh said that Joe Montana didn't play very well in that game, and subsequently they were beaten by Pittsburgh.
It's Russ Francis on first down here for a very short gain. Leonard Smith with the hit on Francis, and it'll be second down 7.
Russ Francis, he's been a tight end of some kind for a long time. He's the all-time receiver, tight end, receiving tight end for the San Francisco 49ers. Might be his last year we see him. He's been a great, great player for a long time.
This time Montana is snowed under as Geralchik, number 76, got there, and so did 79, Gary Doolin.
Well, Geralchik had a big game last week. I think he had a sack last week, or 2 sacks last week, 8 solo tackles. Here you see him right here, putting the heat on Kevin Reach, Chuck Thomas, and Michael Durrett, the interior lineman for putting the pressure on, coming over there left side of the guard.
I think you'll have to share that one between Geralchik and Doolin as they both got in there.
Big Daddy Gary Doolin.
There's a look at Geralchik, and he could stick. And he's out of bounds.
Monroe or Craig?
Oh, that's Craig. Sorry about that.
Nice wrinkle on Craig's part. This type play, Joe Montana drops back, gives the first look down the field. He gives the wide receiver the first look. If he doesn't have anything, then Roger Craig, who is a terrific pass receiver, is always his outlet. In this case, he had to take the outlet to keep from the sack, but he comes up short of the first down.
So now Asmus out of Hawaii comes on to kick it away, and Sikahima waits outside his 30, about the 34-yard line. Short kick. Sikahima on the run at the 45. Gets away from the first man. Has a wall.
Same thing he did last week.
Another big return inside the 35 to the 33. A flag is down. Kevin Dean made the stop for San Francisco. 32-yard punt, 23-yard return.
Well, they won last week with picking up fumble recoveries for touchdowns. They had 2 of those, and they got a long punt return from Sikahima.
Illegally, downfield, decline, first down.
They'll take the play, as it was Kevin Dean who made the stop, who had gotten too far downfield. Bill Walsh shakes his head as he watches one of his returning regulars make a mistake.
St. Louis got great field position here, which that opens up a lot of things you can do. It opens up your game plan an awful lot. It gives you more things you can do, although the St. Louis offense is limited because of the young players.
We got 1:24 to go. No, we got 3:33 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 St. Louis. Reckless abandon. He failed the physical in the minicamp with a chronic knee problem. Begged for another chance. They gave it to him, and what a good move that turns out to be.
Well, you're going to see these guys playing with injuries. You're going to see them just breaking their necks out here today because it's their last opportunity to get a shot to remain with the ball club. And they're going to go after it.
I think McAdoo's made it. Down the middle this time goes Farrell for a couple of yards. McAdoo on first down to begin this possession picked up a first down. He's carried the ball 4 times for 25 yards and has the touchdown. Doug Mikolas made the stop from the nose tackle position on Farrell that time, and it will be second down and 7 yards to go with the ball inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Keeping things conservative down here, running the ball off tackle, running the ball off corners, try to knock it down in there for something.
McAdoo again, breaks the tackle and gets to the 15. Kevin Dean there to make the stop.
It's a little misdirection play they use. As the back takes a stutter step away from the direction that he's going with the ball, they let the tackle number 62, Ray Brown, pull up in the hole. Follow the tackle's block. It's a misdirection, kind of an OT or a counter type play.
49ers shuffle the deck on defense and will come now with the nickel package.
3 wide receivers.
There are actually 6 defensive backs in the game.
Here they come, like a jailbreak.
There you go. Garza manages to get a couple of yards out of it. He saw him coming almost as quickly as you did, Kenny.
Well, you see them line up. You see them line up in there, and they tip it off. You see, here's the end zone shot of it. You see those safeties. You see Fuller right there, number 49, up on the line of scrimmage. And at 215, 16, 18 pounds, he plays like a linebacker. That's the way they use him. They line him up, play linebacker, or blitz him. Only thing Sammy Garza could do was try to take off with it. And Gene Stallings told him. He told him in practice this past week, if you drop back, your primary receiver is not open, take off with it.
Gallery will try the field goal from 32 yards. Ball is down. Hits the upright. Perfect shot, and it bounced away to the side, so the score remains 7-0.
Well, Gene Stallings yesterday told us that his kicking game has been a problem for a long time. The kicking game in general has been tough for the Cardinals.
Boy, no team in the league has been plagued more by poor field goal kicking, and it happened again to St. Louis.
48% of their kicks, so the kicking game in St. Louis needs a little help.
There's a pretty familiar combo right there. Montana to Dwight Clark.
Well, you know,
5 yards.
Well, a quarterback loves to be on the same page with a guy like Dwight Clark. I had that feeling with Freddie Bolitnikoff I played with for years, and when you have that kind of relationship with the receiver, it sure makes things a lot easier on Sunday afternoon.
Of course, you were on the same page with Bolitnikoff on and off the field, and maybe that was regarded by the Raiders as a mixed blessing.
Still made things easy.
2nd and 5. And this time the Cardinals wrap up the inside run as Doug Dubose isn't able to get a quick start.
Well, they're really not running the ball real well initially here. Last week, the Cardinals ran, the 49ers ran for 270, 280-something yards, but I think they're playing a much better defense than they faced last time out. There's a lot of veteran players on this defense. Baker, the linebacker, E.J. Jr., Karolchik's playing very well. Greer leads them in sacks. That's a pretty good defensive team out there right now.
Interesting statement on Montana. He's 5 of 5 for 45 yards, and they haven't been all that effective. Run on 3rd and 5. Craig is dropped.
I don't understand the call. I don't know.
Neither does anybody else here.
They don't seem to agree with it either, but 3rd down and 5, they try to run an inside handoff, an inside trap type thing, and pop it up in there. As you say, Joe Montana's completed 5 passes for only about 40 yards and is yet to throw the ball down the field.
And the first quarter has come to a close. So 1 period goes by, and the Cardinals have jumped out to a 7-0 lead over the 49ers. The 49ers have not been effective in moving the football. Yeah. Today, 6 carries for 14 yards, and that's why Asmus is punting the ball again, and why Vi Sekahima is going to get another chance to bring one back. Good coverage. Wrapped up at the 42-yard line, number 98, Jerry Keeble. And Asmus limps off the field after a 33-yard punt. St. Louis will have real good field position again when we come back.
Some on Montana.
Flag down as Derek McAdoo again breaks tackles, goes down, wants to get up and keep running. Hey, give me another chance.
Great leg drive.
Now Fred Silva opens the mic.
Offense, number 63. Illegal motion. 5 yards, still first down.
Tootie Robbins, 6'5", 300-pounder, had to try to get a little quick start, get that 300 pounds moving.
Well, it's the old story. If you weigh 300 pounds, you can name yourself.
Yeah, you got to get started. There you see him right there. Take a move and got a little holding to attach the pin to the inside. And here comes Derek McAdoo right in behind him.
Tootie must have had a real good week last week playing against Bruce Clark of the Saints, who didn't get a call all day.
Bruce Clark, one of the better defensive ends in the league, and we called his name only 1 or 2 times during the entire day. Tootie Robbins, a veteran offensive tackle, playing very well.
Garza down the middle again to J.T. Smith.
Good shot.
Boy, Garza's got a little whip on the ball.
Yeah, the ball's got a little something on it. He stands in that pocket pretty well and gives the receivers time to work, and he put something on that, and they threw the ball where the ball needed to be thrown. The ball was there. You see him checking his wristband. On that wristband is a list of plays, and some of those plays are crucial type situations like 3rd and long, 3rd and short, goal line type plays.
Garza is 4 of 5 for 80 yards. Second and 5. And there's the pickoff. Tom Pisano with the football. Flag down.
Well, I think you have to credit Dwayne Board for that play. The big right defensive end put the heat on Garza. He had to throw the ball maybe a little bit before he wanted to get rid of it. There's Dwayne Board, probably their best pass rusher. Here you see him on the left side of your screen, coming in from the right side of your screen. Hits Garza just as the ball is coming loose, and Sammy Garza would like to have that one back. Credit that interception to Dwayne Board. Here you see Dwayne Board on Ray Brown. He just looks like Ray Brown gets his feet tangled up, runs right by him into the quarterback.
Wait! There's a look at Dwayne Board. When the 49ers have their regular roster intact, they have a player named Charles Haley, whom Walsh likes to play sometimes as a down lineman and sometimes up as a linebacker to give the pass rush a different look. And in the absence of Haley, they've been doing exactly that with Board.
That's right. Dwayne Board he can play a stand-up type position, but when he's most effective is when he rushes the passer. Best pass rusher on the 49er team.
So it is first down now for the 49ers with the ball at the 38-yard line. Montana again goes into the flat to Craig.
Same as coming out of the end zone last time around. Montana gives the first look downfield to the receiver. If the receiver's covered or if he doesn't have anything down there, he always has Craig to dump the ball off, and Craig can be dangerous when he gets the ball out there and makes most of the yards running.
Charlie Baker with the stop. Scores of other games. The Rams are really in a hole now in the NFC West at 1-4. Seattle pounded Detroit. Largent, look at those numbers. 15 catches, 261 yards. Green Bay.
Must have found somebody back there he liked.
Gary Danielson, new life. 25 of 31 today. Second down, 5. Montana throws to Russ Francis. Charlie Baker drags him down. A lot of work out there for Baker.
Nice play by Russ Francis, getting the hand up and stopping the ball and bringing it down. But if you notice that time, Jim, we saw Leonard Smith coming from the outside, and Gene Stallings said that he was going to put Leonard Smith up on the line of scrimmage and go after Montana. Bill Walsh told us that he was going to have Montana find Leonard Smith wherever he lines up on the field. Find Leonard Smith, because through film watching, they saw him coming an awful lot last week.
Well, and you have to expect that when Smith is coming, the tight end becomes the hot man. And he went right to Russ Francis.
You bet.
They got a third down now. 2 setbacks. Harry Sidney can throw. He elects not to do so.
Played real well by the St. Louis defense. And Dwight Clark was set up to be the receiver on this play. They pitched the ball back to the halfback, Harry Sidney. He used to throw the ball downfield to Dwight Clark. Defense very well by St. Louis. Here's a ground level shot of it. You see Montana pitch to Harry Sidney, who can throw the ball. There you see Dwight Clark trying to get to the outside. Nothing there. Sidney has to pull it down and take off with it.
Good decision by Sidney, who used to play quarterback at Kansas. But he was stopped short of the first down, I believe. They're going to measure it now. Sidney, incidentally, will be the man who will take the center snaps if the 49ers elect to run their wishbone offense today.
Their wishbone quarterback. They've got him back there returning kickoffs also. I'd like to see the 215, 20-pounder return to kickoff.
Well, I missed that call. They did pick up the first down as Sidney wriggled for that final half yard.
St. Louis is playing them awfully tough. They're making the 49ers work for everything they get.
Montana is still perfect through the air. 7 of 7. But only 53 yards. Not thrown downfield to a wide receiver. Now he'll try it. To the tight end, Heller. And Heller dropped the ball.
Well, that's what we've been looking for. We've been looking for Joe Montana to throw the ball down the field, and maybe he was waiting for the right time defense. You see Ron Heller. They get Ron Heller man-to-man on Leonard Smith there. You see Montana sitting in the pocket. It's a straight drop-back type situation. Reads the defense. Lets Heller break on Leonard Smith, and it's a very well thrown ball right on the money. Hit him in the bad spot. Right in the hands.
Walsh took the headset off on this one.
Looks like he looks it in. I don't know what the situation is. He was looking the ball in all the way. Looks like it bounced off of his right hand. But Joe Montana did what we've been looking for him to do, throw the ball down the field.
All these throws to the tight end, you get the impression they want Smith to be conscious of coverage?
Maybe so, to keep him from getting up there and supporting on the run so much.
On 2nd and 10, Montana buys time. And throws. And that's the man you expect him to look for in that situation. Dwight Clark coming back to the ball. Big play for the 49ers, but a flag is down.
Well, that's the old Joe Montana. He's got those quick feet, buys time when he gets outside like that. He avoids the rush, gets outside, gives those players time, gives the receivers like Dwight Clark, gives them time to work, and he is nobody better than Joe Montana at finding people on the run.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Offense, number 65. Ineligible lineman, downfield. 10 yards, still 2nd down.
That's one of the replacement offensive linemen who is not used to playing with Joe Montana.
And they understand that when Joe Montana buys time, he runs around back there, that they have to hold their block, stay on the line of scrimmage. But like you said, a young player that's not played with Joe Montana before may have a tendency to make his 1001, 1002, 3 count, and then release downfield to help block.
You should check with Tom Landry. Landry will tell him how Joe plays, huh? That's the play that keeps Landry awake at night.
Bet.
Second and very long now. And what a hit. 45, yeah. Leonard Smith.
Yep, they're going to call it a fumble also, Jim. The Cardinals get the ball. Leonard Smith is as good as anybody in the league. He did this last week. Popping people, picking up fumbles, and running them in. He's just a terrific player. But you see Dwight Clark coming underneath all the linebackers. Gets over there, finds the hook zone to sit down in one of those passing lanes. Ball's delivered very well on time, but here comes a headache. Boom. And there he puts the ball on the ground, and St. Louis got good field position.
Pretty interesting call to call that a fumble, but another forced fumble for Leonard Smith, who created a touchdown with a forced fumble last week.
He's used Leonard Smith in every possible way that he can use him. On special teams last week, he hit the holder, caused a fumble, picked up, run in for a touchdown. He ran one in himself for a touchdown, and this game he forced a fumble. Leonard Smith has probably done more for the St. Louis Cardinals this year than any other player.
What a player. Takeaway giveaway ratio, St. Louis in 1987. Very stingy team. Taking away 5 more than they've given away this year. And turning around a statistic that has plagued them a little bit over the years.
They've had to win that way this year so far, Jim. They've had to do it on defense because they really haven't gotten very good play out of their quarterbacks.
Well, that's the kind of coach Stallings is.
Tough defensive coach.
Says you win with big plays. A few a game here and there. Crowd very upset.
Flea flicker.
There he is. Wide open. TD.
Gene Stallings told us yesterday that he had the flea flicker in. He was going to pitch it back and not do it straight behind the center, but kind of behind the right offensive tackle, which he did then because of Sammy Garza's ability to move around. That's the play that he said he was going to use, and he used it for 6.
Troy Johnson, 38-yard touchdown, and he was as alone as he could be.
Here's an end zone. You see, it's not behind the center. It's behind the right offensive tackle. He picks it back, pitches it back. Sammy Garza airs it out. He's got a good, strong arm. The ball's got a good, tight spiral right on the numbers.
Garza with Kugler in his face. Ford was there, and number 79, Collins, all of them right around him.
Sammy Garza's making a little mark for himself today.
5 of 7, 118 yards, a touchdown. Gallery nails this one through the middle, and the surprising Cardinals have jumped on top of San Francisco in the 49ers home opener. 14 zip in the second quarter.
To Leonard Smith.
This is Carl Monroe. Another kickoff return. And gets it out to the 23. Gallery's got a good, strong leg.
Straw kicks the ball very well. Didn't hide that time. Give the coverage team time to get down and do something. Joe Montana, of course, the momentum is completely in St. Louis's favor right now. Joe Montana needs to get something going. They've hurt themselves with penalties. They had one big play that was dropped, and they really haven't done much.
8 of 9 for 57 yards. The one incompletion was the only ball that's really been thrown vertically straight down the field.
They'll give him all those little dump-off passes to Craig and come up and make the play. They'll give him those.
Over the middle. Short of first down yardage is number 25, Doug Dubose. E.J. Jr. with the hit.
E.J. Jr., Roll Tide, is Alabama player, 6-year player from University of Alabama. Very, very physical player, and you'll see him right here why he's such a physical player. Here's a ball being delivered. Good throw, but here comes that other headache again. Bang, right there. Good tackle. Good form. Puts his shoulder right on the numbers.
You got Alabama into that comment twice. Where'd you go to school, Kenny?
Well,
I don't hear you telling me that Dwayne Board went to North Carolina A&T on every play. Second down 3. Again, DuBose, and this time he has a first down and breaks the tackle and gets across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Noga there with E.J. Jr.
San Francisco uses this type of passing game almost like a run. They just take that little short 3 or 4 yard pass, and if they get 6 or 7 yards out of it on first down, well, then it serves as like a first down run, and it's a ball control type offense. Nothing dangerous, safe throws. He's got good receivers like DuBose and Craig coming out of the backfield. Very conservative, but gets the job done.
And, of course, as you mentioned, DuBose went to Nebraska.
Indeed, which Alabama beat in the Sugar Bowl
A couple times. DuBose again. Plenty of room.
Oh, good blocking.
Noga drags him down after a pickup of about 10, and a flag is down. I think Noga might have gotten hold of a face mask over there. Fred Silva will tell us.
Defense, number 57. Face mask, 5 yards, first down.
There is Peter Noga wearing his brother Nico Noga's number.
Here it is right here. You see DuBose getting outside. You can see Nico Noga's brother, Peter Noga, number 57 right there, grabbing the face mask. Peter Noga's brought a lot of spark to the defense also. He stepped in the middle there, and he's played very well. He picked off one against Washington, goes all the way for a touchdown. He's made an awful lot of tackles in the last 2 or 3 games. Playing good inside.
Double tight end on first down for San Francisco. This time Craig with the quick cut up the middle, and suddenly the 49ers get what has been an impotent running game going.
Well, if they get their running game going, it can be tough. Here you see, you're going to see a ground level replay of it. It's an underneath handoff. You see Michael Durrett, 6'4", 280 guard, pulling out front and trying to kick out. And Craig cuts off of his block, cuts back up in the middle. Lower gets behind those shoulder pads, and gets all he can go.
Craig can make that first cut. Can really wreak
Quick as
havoc.
anybody, you bet.
Yeah.
Leonard Smith, there he comes.
And there he grabs Roger Craig after about a 1-yard gain. Burnett, 69, was there. There's a look at him. 6'5", 250 pounds out of Fresno State. Cut by the Cardinals as a free agent. Now he goes off the field. As another linebacker comes on. Game summary to this point in the game. 2 big plays for St. Louis. A pass to Troy Johnson that set up the first touchdown, and then a 38-yard touchdown pass, Garza to Johnson. St. Louis has dominated offensively. They lead 14-zip. Now the 49ers are starting to get it going as they pick up another first down on the swing from Montana to Craig.
There's a first-round draft choice. That's their nickel and dime passing game. If they just kind of dump the ball off to Craig and let him get out there and get outside and gets what he wants out of it, and he's a great broken field runner, runs real tough.
And with that catch, Craig just passed Freddie Solomon to move up to 4th on the 49ers all-time receiving list. 311 catches. The men ahead of him are Dwight Clark, Billy Wilson, and Gene Washington. Gene's now doing television for KABC-TV down in Los Angeles.
There's our buddy Russ Francis jumping.
As eager as a young colt.
A young pup out there. We talked to Russ Francis at practice this week, and he said he's had a great time working with these replacement players. He said the enthusiasm that they brought was a lot of fun playing around him. He said he even had people coming up and saying, "Mr. Francis, could I have your autograph?"
Thought that was a little weird.
He didn't go for that much.
Mr. Francis. It'll be a long time before Russ feels comfortable being called Mr. Francis, I think.
Skydives, flies his own plane, rides a motorcycle.
Talk about boys.
Catches a few passes on Sunday.
He's some guy. First down and 15 after the penalty.
There's that old combination, Russ Francis and Joe Montana. When Joe Montana gets outside and does that, it's awfully tough because they all know what he's going to do. They know where to go. They know where to stop, know when to keep going. and you get to a veteran player like Russ Francis. You'll see Russ Francis coming across your top of your screen right now. Joe Montana getting outside, and look at them run right together. He knows what Joe Montana's going to do, and Montana knows what he's going to do. Comes from years and years of experience of playing together.
Greer and Doolin were chasing Montana. Clark comes up and says, "Hey, Russ, this is my area of the field. What are you doing over here?" Good start in the game for Francis. 4 catches for 35. Montana is 12 of 13. Second and short. Touchdown.
Well, they caught him in some kind of double zone. After he gets by that first guy, the safety, Leonard Smith, has got to get over there and take that play away, and he certainly didn't get over there. Montana read it very well. There's some more experience coming through.
And I don't think it's any accident that once the running game got going, Joe was able to throw downfield.
Exactly. Here's a ground level replay, and once Dwight Clark gets by the first guy, the Leonard Smith, you see Leonard Smith right there, he has to get over there and take that deep outside and take that play away. He's late getting over there. Montana read it very well. Clark read it very well. That's the experience coming through of playing together for a long time.
So now, Jeff Brockhouse, who missed an extra point last week and nearly drove Bill Walsh crazy, will come on to try it for the 49ers, and he nudges it through. So it is 14-7 all of a sudden, as one of the time-honored combinations in the league. Montana to Dwight Clark for 22 yards, cut it to 14-7. Off by Sikahema, and bang! Number 24 was Harry Sidney. Downfield to make the hit for the 49ers. Well, he made the team in preseason. He's a returning regular, but looked like he had to prove something there anyway.
Well, he's their wishbone quarterbacks, and from what I know, all quarterbacks are good hitters. And here comes that wishbone quarterback, and he hits Sikahema really good right here. It's a good thing Sikahema hang on to the ball because he just left his feet. Total disregard for his or Sikahema's body.
Harry Sidney, one of 2 players to whom the 49ers acknowledged that they gave loans in even during the strike. Good run by McAdoo on first down, and he has good yardage. Next weekend, CFA college football here on CBS. Next Saturday, one of the greatest rivalries in college football, the Southern Cal Trojans, under new head coach Larry Smith, winners over Washington yesterday against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Tim Brown with another long punt return yesterday. A couple weeks ago, a poll showed him as the Heisman Trophy frontrunner. That was before the loss to Pitt, but he is one spectacular kick returner. That's live at 1:30 Eastern Time next Saturday on CBS Sports. First down after the good run by McAdoo. Farrell spins away, but now is dropped on a slow starting play. Cousineau was there to make the stop for the 49ers.
Good defensive play, Tom Cousineau, and Dwayne Board on the right side. That combination of experience is paying off. You saw that Dwayne Board getting to the quarterback. Cousineau picks off a interception and makes a play there. So the experience is playing a big part right now in the 49er defense.
Scores of other games. Flutie with good numbers there for New England. Miami and the Jets in overtime now. Ray Perkins' team won a game.
Perkins has gone down to Tampa Bay and established something down there. The Bird started off real hot this year. He's got that young quarterback down there, Vinny Testaverde, to work with also.
Jim Mora and the New Orleans Saints, winners today over the Bears. There are no longer any unbeaten teams in the National Football League.
Replacement ball can be full of surprises, huh?
On any Sunday. Third down 10. 6 defensive backs in the game facing Garza.
Spread formation.
Rookie quarterback off to a hot start for St. Louis. Rush coming.
Dwayne Board.
Once again. Number 76, Dwayne Board, with help from Clyde Glover. Number 93, and Board has been coming and coming, and he finally got that first San Francisco sack.
Here's Dwayne Board on the top of your screen right here. Their best pass rusher, probably their best defensive line. He just takes the offensive tackle and pushes him right back into the quarterback, but he doesn't stop. Garza gets outside, and here he puts the chase on and chases him down. Good pursuit by Dwayne Board.
He's a nice player. So Board goes to the sideline now as...
Sooner or later, Jim, they'll have to do something to try to help control Dwayne Board.
Greg Kadum gets away to kick it away, or gets ready to kick it away for St. Louis. Good long kick. Off the foot of Katie. Dana McLemore lets it go over his head. Now picks it up inside the 10. Good coverage. An error by McLemore as he drifted under the ball and looked like an outfielder for a visiting team, losing one here in Candlestick Park. Broderick Sargent made the stop for St. Louis. Flag is down. And from the motion of the return, you'd have to think it might be a clip.
Yeah.
But I don't want to speculate.
McLemore just misplayed the ball.
On the defensive team, personal foul, lace hit, number 58, first down.
Terrence Mack out of Clemson was the man who made the late hit for St. Louis and therefore gave San Francisco back the yardage that it had lost when McLemore lost the punt over his head. So the 49ers get it out at the 31. It could have been a lot worse. After a 68-yard punt, an 8-yard return, a 15-yard penalty, it's 14-7. Only had to win one Super Bowl to be president. Craig. Fake.
Oh, Joe would like to have that one back. Good play. Put the ball down on his hip, hit the ball very well to give the receiver time to get across. A little overthrown.
Terry Greer was the receiver. Let's take
Here's the
another
end zone replay. Watch this fake. Watch Joe Montana give him a hand and put the ball right there on his hip and hide it from the linebackers and the safety people. But he had to throw the ball. He got a little bit of a push, a little rush. Terry Greer overthrows Terry Greer just a little bit. I think if he'd had a second longer, he'd have made a better throw.
It was Leonard Smith who was in on top of Montana.
Well, Leonard Smith gets up there and rushes the passer an awful lot. Good read by Joe Montana.
Another drop. And now let's go to Brent Musburger in New York for an update on Miami and the Jets.
The Jets win it. 34 seconds to go in overtime. They disdain the field goal. Pat Ryan on the roll hits Hunter with the touchdown. And the Jets have beaten the Miami Dolphins 37-31. Let's go back to Jeff.
All right, thank you, Brent. So the replacement Jets were unsuccessful, and then Pat Ryan came in this week, gave them a serviceable quarterback, and bingo, a 37-31 victory over the Dolphins. Very big for the Jets in the AFC East.
Seems like the people get their experienced quarterbacks under the center, the teams that have some success. Earlier in the year, Hogaboom for Indianapolis had some success. Montana's got some success with this team, and then Brian O'Brien comes in, Pat Ryan comes in New York and helps them out. So that the guy under the center is awfully important to your offense and the team in general as a leader.
12 seconds back on the clock to make it 5:12 to go now before halftime. And Montana calls on 3rd and 10. And throws an interception. Number 20 with the football is Travis Curtis. Down the sideline, Cardinals are going to have a scoring chance with the ball inside the San Francisco 25.
I don't know if you should credit Joe Montana with this interception. It looks like the receiver either stopped or stumbled or something that may have been on his part. Here you see Montana lining up, dropping back, sitting in the pocket, looking in the middle, delivers the ball, and the receiver right here seems to hesitate or seems to trip Dwight Clark. One of the few times these two won't be on the same page, and Joe throws it right to the defensive back. I think that was Dwight Clark's fault.
Clark was hung up with cornerback Ken Sims, number 25, and was pushing him off instead of going for the ball.
You've got to get off those defensive backs and get into your route.
McAdoo down the middle. Big yardage inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line. Nicholas made the stop for San Francisco. Big hole on the right side for St. Louis.
McAdoo carrying the load, running the ball behind Keith Redisick, Lance Smith, and Tootie Robbins on the right side of the line. And they seem to be controlling the line of scrimmage. They've got their running game going well. They've thrown the ball pretty well. They've mixed their plays, mixed their formations. And I think Gene Stallings has to be pretty happy with the way his team's playing.
McAdoo, one of two free agents from Baylor who play running back for the Cardinals. The other is Broderick Sargent. McAdoo again. Miter inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. Free agent. Nobody wanted to draft this kid.
Here you see him getting down behind those shoulder pads on the replay here, and he's going in behind Lance Smith, number 61. There you see Lance Smith taking on Dean, number 57, the San Francisco linebacker. Cuts off a Smith's block, gets down low, gets behind those shoulder pads, drives those legs, real low to the ground, low center of gravity. 5'10", 198-pounder from Baylor.
Second and 3. Too much effort as he lost the football. Great effort. I think he got it back.
He did get it back.
Jeff Fuller was the man who knocked it loose. McAdoo turned around and fell on it. How many times do you see that, though, with the second and third effort producing the fumble?
Playing so hard that they fumble the ball, they toss right back to him. He's playing hard because right now he understands that he might have an opportunity to stay with his team. And if you don't think he's not trying to take advantage of it, watch this second effort right there. Watch, he falls on the ball and recovers it. Big hit by Jeff Fuller, big strong safety.
Fuller punched it out with his hand and appeared not to know that he had knocked the ball loose. 3rd and 1 now.
Option.
Yeah, they're not going to keep him out.
Nope.
Second touchdown of the day for Derek McAdoo.
Little option play. They just spin out from under the center, and they give a little fake to the fullback up in the middle and try to hold the linebackers. And then Garza, who has good running ability, goes down the line. Here's an end zone replay of what takes place. Watch Garza spin out from under the center. See, he spins out, gives a little hand fake to Farrell, and he pitches the ball when he sees Dwayne Board coming on top of him. And you get this young man out there in the front, and he knows where the end zone is. He's playing for a job.
Derek McAdoo says, I'll keep that football. First touchdown, you can have that back. This touchdown belongs to me. Jim Gallery knocks the extra point through, and the Cardinals, with Sammy Garza at quarterback, have hung 21 points on the 49ers in the first half with still 2 minutes and 56 seconds to go before the bell.
Sammy Garza sparked him last week late in the game against the New Orleans Saints, and he comes in here as a starter, and he's brought a certain spark to him this day. He's run the option, he's thrown the ball well, he's run the ball, and he's getting a lot of help from his friends also.
Garza's been real good. Gallery's kickoff is grabbed by Mike Barrajon, and Barrajon, big man, almost gets it back to the 20. Broderick Sargent again downfield to make the stop on special teams for St. Louis.
Well, Joe got it done last time. We'll see what he can do now. They've got to get something going. They've got to get the ball up around midfield. They've got time. They've got over 2 minutes. Just get the ball up around midfield where you can do some things. That's the idea right here.
His last pass was an interception. That's what set up the touchdown drive. Earlier, of course, he threw the 22-yard touchdown pass to Clark. On first down, they go to DuBose, and DuBose makes a nice cut up inside onto the dirt, gets it to the 32 before Preston made the stop for St. Louis.
It's a little quick screen, Jim, where they just drop back a real short stead, about 3 or 4 yards. It was a little quick screen to DuBose. They let the big offensive line get out front. Tracy Franz, a big 280-pound tackle, get out there, try to kick the cornerback out. Good game.
DuBose was regarded as a Heisman Trophy candidate at Nebraska before a knee injury wrecked his senior season, and some people were surprised that he wasn't even drafted. Here comes Leonard Smith. Craig goes the opposite way. Couldn't get started. Gain of about a yard. Ron Bohm made penetration across the line for St. Louis and kept Craig from being able to really get going. 7 carries, 18 yards for Roger Craig. The Cardinals lead the 49ers 21-7. We'll be back. We'll try to get the 49ers going again with the ball at the San Francisco 34-yard line. Second down, 9. Craig. Midfield. Cardinal territory at the 44.
That's the way the 49ers have done it for years. They send Russ Francis down the middle to clear out the linebackers, and they just swing their halfback or their fullback underneath those linebackers and let them run with the ball. Safe pass to throw, real short, real efficient. And now they've got the ball up midfield where they can do some things and use the clock. Work on the clock. Screen.
Nobody there.
Well, Joe did the right thing. I think number 75, Curtis Greer red screen. He floated out to the outside with Roger Craig after he red screen, and Joe did the right thing by just throwing the ball away, line up and start over. This guy leads the team in sacks. He's been the team leader in sacks for the last 3 or 4 years. Joe's looking at the sidelines here. He's going to get a little something from Bill Walsh and go with it.
Cream starting to rise to the top here on this third weekend of replacement ball. You're seeing the returning regular players like Curtis Greer getting a lot of calls out here.
You bet. The experience is starting to show.
On 2nd and 10 from the 44, Montana down the middle to Clark. Peter Noga made the stops. They are short of first down yardage.
Very same type play that Roger Craig caught before, except they just do it with Dwight Clark. They run their tight end, Russ Francis, down the middle and come underneath everything.
And now the 49ers will have only one timeout left as Montana uses one to come and talk to Walsh. At the very least, they would like to get into field goal range.
Intercepted.
No, he didn't hold on.
Nope.
It's going to be ruled incomplete. But now it's 4th down, and the 49ers are short of field goal yardage. So Ken Sims made a big play there for St. Louis, although he dropped it. Couldn't quite hold on for an interception. Ball was just a little bit too high for Francis.
A little bit too high because Joe had to throw the ball a little bit before he wanted to. He got a little bit of a push from the inside and had to get rid of the ball. You can't afford to take a sack on this part of the field because it knocks you completely out of field goal range.
That is Bob Galliano out of Utah State, who is signaling to Montana after getting the play from Walsh.
Big play.
4th down, they need to get the football to the 33-yard line.
There he is.
Craig has first down yardage and gets out of bounds.
Very smart for Craig to understand where he is on the field. He knew where the first down marker was to get past that, to get his first down, but he also realized that he only had a little bit of time on the clock to get out of bounds. Very tough passing game. You see Russ Francis going down through the middle to occupy the linebackers. They bring their halfback underneath. He makes a great play, knows where he is on the field to get out of bounds, to stop the clock, and also get the first down.
It was Ken Sims who could not hold Craig in bounds. Charlie Baker dragged him down, but Craig on his 6th catch of the game stopped the clock and got the first down. Now they are in Brockhouse's range. Double tight end.
Nice throw, nice catch.
Dwight Clark. Travis Curtis all over him.
Think they don't know each other? He just waits for Clark to break out of his move. He goes down 10, 12, 15 yards, pushes the defensive back off, goes to the outside, and they know exactly, they know each other so well. They know here's the end of it. You see him break. Ball couldn't be thrown in a better place. The back tries to make the play. The ball is on the outside where only Dwight Clark can catch it. If he doesn't catch it, then it goes out of bounds.
So now they have first and goal with the ball just outside the 8-yard line. 57 seconds and 1 timeout remaining.
Look for Clark to do something again. There he is. Touchdown. Dwight Clark. I ought to play quarterback.
I don't know.
But, you know, you get a guy like Dwight Clark who has all that experience. You match him up with somebody who doesn't have that much experience, and you expect man-to-man coverage down here on this part of the field. They get man-to-man coverage. The guy's giving him an awful lot of room to be in this close on the field. Montana sits and throws a strike. The guy's way off of him, playing too far off to be this close to the goal line.
You suppose Walsh even bothered to send a play in that time?
I think they probably understood that they can do that as soon as they saw that they're going to get their man-to-man coverage. I'm sure Joe knew where he was going to go with the ball before it was even snapped.
Joe doesn't need a road map to know where number 87 is. Brockhouse is good. So the 49ers take it down the field in the clock situation and get the touchdown pass from Montana to Clark, set up by a big Montana to Clark pass and a big 4th down play by Roger Craig, and those returning veterans are very much in evidence on the field.
Making their presence felt, that experience coming through. Craig knowing when to get out of bounds, knowing where the first down marker was. Dwight Clark working one-on-one with a guy over there that not as experienced, is not as good a player.
Reverse. Second half.
Reverse. Got something going.
Number 83 is Ron Brown. Got it all the way back to midfield off the reverse. Well set up. McAdoo handing it to Ron Brown.
Nice start. Little reverse action coming off of the opening kickoff. I mean, the kickoff for the second half, and it fools the 49ers. Here you see McAdoo heading for the right. Reverses the ball to Ron Brown, and here you see he gets some great blocks. There's one right there, and he takes it to the sidelines before they knock him out. Gives them good field position for the start of the second half.
So Gene Stallings with another little wrinkle.
Little trick.
And the Cardinals start at their 50. One of the stories has been field position. Cardinals have had the best of it. Garza, play fake, first down, good shot.
Well thrown. Good spot to throw the ball, too. Low and outside. Keep the ball down. When the ball's thrown up above the receiver's head or up around the shoulder pads, you have a tendency to get a tipped ball and things like that. That ball's down around the belt, down around the knees. That's where you throw that one, low and outside.
You don't give up as many home runs.
That's
the ball
it.
is down
That's
there.
it.
J.T. Smith was the man who made the catch. And Smith, who helped Garza to get off to a good, confident start today, has another first down for the Cardinals at the San Francisco 39. Farrell had the football. Garza went down anyway, and Farrell got about a yard before Ron Hadley tackled him. It was Nicholas who came through and smashed Garza to the turf.
Played very well. A little reverse handoff, trying to pop something up the middle, but played very well by Ron Hadley. Stepped up in the hole and got behind the shoulder pads. Stopped him for virtually no gain.
Farrell, who got off to a great start this year and was for a few moments the leading rusher in the NFC, has surrendered the key role in the running game to Derek McAdoo over the past couple of weeks. 2nd and 9. Open. Can't get to the ball.
Intercepted.
This is Dana McLemore with the football. McLemore has it all the way back to the 28-yard line.
Nice play by McLemore. He had two guys in his zone, and he had a deep guy on one side of him, a deep guy on the other side of him, and he turned and played the ball very, very well. I think if Sammy Garza would let the ball go a little sooner, he might have had something working here.
This was his worst throw of the day.
Absolutely. See him dropping back, and he turns it loose, and you see McLemore makes a great play. He's got two guys you see on each side of him, but the ball was a little bit underthrown. Ball should have been thrown with a little flatter trajectory and thrown a little bit sooner. McLemore takes the ball, makes a nice return out of it, shows his running ability as a defensive back.
On first down, the 49ers send Roger Craig through a hole, and Craig has a pickup of about 7.
That's what they have to do to be successful, is they've got to get some running going. They only had 30 yards. There you see McLemore, who made a great play on the last situation, got him back out here with some good field position to work, and in this play they get a good gain on first down, which they have to have. They have to get some running going in order for Joe Montana to be effective.
Dana McLemore spent several years as a regular player on Bill Walsh's team, was cut toward the end of last season, got another chance in the replacement league.
The kind of guy that the replacement teams need to be made up of. A guy who's already been in the system, a guy who already knows the system, and he comes in and doesn't have much time to learn it, so he's already knows it, so that's the kind of guy that they go out and look for.
2nd and 2 after the gain of 8 by Craig. Montana says, well, enough of this.
Yeah, get down.
Leonard Smith, he took a look at Leonard Smith coming up and said, that's not the guy I want to meet in this blind alley.
He makes that play work an awful lot, but this time Leonard Smith stops it. Joe gets out and tries to buy some time and just tries to improvise and use his experience and let Dwight Clark use his experience and Russ Francis and those people, but St. Louis Cardinals played it very well that time.
So now it will be 3rd down. Well, no, they're going to measure. Yeah, I was right for once. It will be 3rd down, a couple of feet to go for the first down. '49ers 2 of 7 on 3rd downs in the game. Converted a 4th down in their touchdown drive at the end of the first half.
What about a play pass right here?
Well, our offensive line has had a hard time making penetration. The regular offensive line had trouble making penetration against the Steelers and the Bengals to start the season. This time, they were able to bust it out there.
The offensive line has struggled. They're not controlling the line of scrimmage against this St. Louis Cardinal team, and they had trouble in the opener with the regular players against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's defensive line knocked them around and controlled the line of scrimmage. And if San Francisco 49ers can't run and they have to throw the ball all the time, they're in a little bit of trouble.
At that time, they made enough room for Sidney to get the first down before Goralczyk dragged him down, and the ball is at the 38-yard line on the dirt.
Nice throw, nice catch. Good play fake.
Once again, the big body of Dwight Clark is wrapped around the football.
That's that underneath ball handling action that they've been running with Craig and giving him the ball. This time you see a ground level shot of it. Montana goes back, fakes it, and gets behind. There's the pulling guard to Rhett. He fakes the ball in there to Craig and then throws a strike to Dwight Clark on the outside. Ball perfectly thrown right on the outside, low and outside.
16-yard shot, and that moved it into St. Louis territory at the 45-yard line. Clark, 7 catches.
49ers are heating up.
Clark only had 2 catches in limited action against Atlanta last Sunday. Craig gets outside. First down yardage inside the 35 to the 34. Peter Noga with the tackle for St. Louis.
Nice block by Kevin Reach that time on a little reverse action where they fake the ball up in the middle. They bring Roger Craig around the outside and make a nice play.
Takes a little while for a running back to adjust to a new pair of guards. You want to know what that guy in front of you is going to do when he pulls out on the sweep.
Absolutely. He's behind Kevin Reach, 6'3", 270-pound, first-year player from Utah. Their timing is having been playing together very long. It takes some time to get that type of running play down.
Worked that time, though, and it is first down, 49ers at the 34. DuBose cuts up inside and gets 3 to the 31 before E.J. Jr. made the stop.
E.J. Jr., strong linebackers, played real tough, pass very well, and plays a run also. He's a good linebacker, good solid linebacker, fits very well into Gene Stallings' system. They bring him occasionally, but more often they'll bring Baker, who is probably a better pass rusher than Jr.
Twice a Pro Bowl player, one of the St. Louis regulars who came across the picket line and caught some heat from his teammates who stayed out. Clark again. First down at the 21.
St. Louis gambles this time. They bring Leonard Smith on the backside of this play, but when they bring that safety like that, they have to play a man-to-man coverage. You'll see Leonard Smith coming from the top of your screen, but he gets there too late. In this man-to-man coverage, you get Dwight Clark out here on an inexperienced player that's like stealing.
That was Mark Jackson, the rookie corner who had a run back of a fumble for a touchdown last week. It has his hands full trying to cover one of the cagiest receivers ever to play the game.
You bet.
DuBose and Craig, the setbacks behind Montana on first down. Francis at the 15. Noga wraps him up. But this is the accuracy of Montana. You've got Francis covered. Joe just puts the ball right in there.
Throws the ball where it needs to be thrown. You see it right here. He throws the ball in a position where the receiver can get his body between him and the receiver. Right here, you see he gets his body between him and Noga. Peter Noga, the linebacker, and he sticks it right between the 8 and the 1, throwing it a big target. Russ Francis, 6'4", about 240.
Montana 22 of 28 in the game.
Doing a little light surgery on him now. Smart thing to do, just throw the ball away.
Waited, and then decided to throw it to Jeffrey Leonard in left field.
You bet. That's the thing you do right there. And a guy like him, you get an experienced quarterback who will not risk a bad play, not risk a sack, not try to force the ball and risk an interception, but throw the ball away, realize that you got great field position, and don't destroy it with a bad play.
So now it will be 3rd down 4 with the ball at the 15-yard line. St. Louis in the nickel. Scoreboard calls it 3rd and 5. Okay, I'll call it 3rd and 5. DuBose in motion. Clark, as you said, like stealing.
Like stealing. This man-to-man coverage on Mark Jackson out here. Like he's a first-year player, and you've got a veteran player like this. They see that out there. Joe probably knew where he's going to go the ball before the ball was ever snapped. Look how much room Mark Jackson has given him. He's given him 10 yards, and they're on the 15-yard line. Just go past the first down marker, catch the ball, 1st and 10.
Well, it would appear that if the 49ers have said one thing to St. Louis in this drive, it is you're going to have to find a way to double 87, or we're going to take it all day.
And then when they double 87, they can't have their cake and eat it too. Then it's up to Montana to figure out where to go the ball once they do that. Here's their short yardage formation.
Double tight on 1st and goal. Craig busts up in the middle and gets down to the 1-yard line. Travis Curtis and Gary Doolin made the stop.
Nice play up front. Nice play up front. Michael Durrett, 6'4", 280-pound right guard, right in behind him. Knocks it down there to the 1.
They're 1 yard away from a tie game. All this follows the Garza interception, which was the worst throw that the rookie quarterback has made all day.
He's played very well today. Same type formation, 2 tight ends with a wing to the right.
We make our return to a sunny day in the stick. The 49ers have 2nd and goal from the 1. And Roger Craig has a touchdown.
Just power it in from a yard out. Just get in behind the big guard, the big center. Get behind Chuck Thomas, Kevin Reach, the left guard. Here you see, if you're playing linebacker, here's what's going to come at you. You see those big guards, number 65 right there. There he comes, knocking it in there from the 1 yard line. Kevin Reach, 6'3", 270. He's a first-year player from Utah. Simple play, man-on-man type blocking with a lead blocker. Joe sticks the ball on the numbers and lets Roger Craig do the rest. There's number 65, Kevin Reach, leading him in.
So Craig with his first touchdown of the day. And now Jeff Brockhouse will try to tie it up for San Francisco. Montana holds and Brockhouse knocks it through. And we're tied up at 21 apiece with 7 minutes, 13 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Kahima will accept it inside his 20.
Look out.
Boy, he is dynamite. Kahima, last year's Pro Bowl special teams kick returner, gets it across the 35 to the 36 before Harry Sidney stops him for San Francisco.
How important it is to get the ball out around the 35, 38, 40-yard line. Just get that good field position, and it opens up your repertoire of plays. It's just a lot more things you can do when you get the ball out there.
Snake, we take a little stroll through the rest of the league and see that the Raiders are leading 14-7, and Eric Kramer led the Falcons over the Rams. Largent, 15 catches today for Seattle. First down, Sammy Garza and the Cardinals, ball at the 37. Derek McAdoo, an all-effort runner, gets it across the 40 to about the 41. George Cooper made the stop for San Francisco. Gary Danielson. 410 yards for Gary Danielson.
Pittsburgh looked good in the opener we had him this year.
And Ernest Jackson had over 100 yards in that game and did it again today.
Doug Flutie running all over the place. Good numbers.
My friend, the famous French quarterback. And Ryan with a big day for the Jets, as O'Brien was in the studio watching, and the Jets beat Miami 37-31 in OT.
St. Louis needs to get something going, Jim. They've stalled the last couple of times with the ball. They let San Francisco back in the game. They've got to get something going here.
Trying to get it going right now with the running game, as on second down, McAdoo got the call again. And it will be 3rd down 2 now.
Here you see a replay of it. You see Dwayne Boyd, the big defensive lineman of San Francisco, coming upfield trying to keep penetration. That's his job, to keep outside containment. But sick of him, Farrell. That's Errol Farrell, who hits a good block. Get those big guys down around the knees, down around the thighs. Don't hit them up top where they're the strongest. Cut their legs out from under.
Meanwhile, the St. Louis trainers are now examining Derek McAdoo on the field. What a tremendous blow it would be to this team to lose him. He has been the heart of their running game. 94 yards last week on 20 carries against the Saints. More tough running today, but he's down right now.
Play again.
There he goes. Garza slips and he fumbles the ball. All red jerseys around the ball. Offense comes on the field without even waiting to see him unravel. San Francisco makes a big play on defense, and it was Jeff Fuller who made the hit, and Matt Courtney who got the football.
The very play that they ran earlier in the game, in the first half of the game, that was a touchdown down inside the 10-yard line. They'd run in their short yardage situation here. He comes down the line and pitches the ball, and you see Jeff Fuller puts his hat right on the ball and springs it loose.
Second fumble he's forced today. McAdoo got on top of the other one, but this time Courtney grabbed it and brought the ball off the field. Replacement bowl. A lot of these guys playing their last NFL game. They're going to keep every ball. Montana wants to go downfield. Picked off. Travis Curtis with his second interception of the game.
Ball kind of hung a little bit. I don't know if Joe got the ball away late or just didn't get a good throw on it, didn't get his arm behind it or his body behind it, but the ball just kind of floated. as he let it go, and then the defensive back made a great play stepping in. Curtis, here you see Joe dropping back, and he's got plenty of protection. The time is good back there. He's not doesn't have an awful lot of heat on him. He just gets rid of the ball a little bit late and gives the defensive back time to react. Travis Curtis makes a nice play on the ball, and now they're right back in it again.
Boy, it looked like if Joe had lofted the ball just a little bit more, number 82, Terry Greer, had the defense beat. So Garza gets redemption, and the ball back at the 45. And McAdoo's back in the football game.
Good play. Defense just strings it out. Just run along down the sidelines with the ball, run down, play the blocks down the line, string it out, string it all the way to the sidelines. Let the sidelines be the 13th, be the 11th, 12th player.
As Montana talks on the phone, we'll remind you that next Sunday, barring another devilish twist in this agonizing journey through the world of labor relations, the regulars will all be back. And the NFL players will return to the field as CBS Sports presents a full lineup of action. Check your local listings for the game and the time in your area. It starts, as always, with the NFL Today at 12:30 Eastern Time right here on CBS Sports. Garza down the middle. A low throw misses J.T. Smith.
Had a little bit more time than he expected. He let that ball go a little bit soon. Didn't give J.T. Smith time to work. And he had pretty good protection. People around him a little bit, but he needs to hold the ball. Let him work a little bit. He's getting a little bit jumpy, throwing the ball a little bit sooner than he should.
3 turnovers apiece, but 2 of the San Francisco turnovers resulted in St. Louis touchdowns. Now the 49ers get credit for one after having gone 72 yards with the drive after the interception for the most recent touchdown, the one that tied the game.
2 wide receivers, spread formation. Hope you're a little short.
Yeah, good shot to J.T. Smith, but Smith has set himself about a yard inside the first down marker. Dana McLemore there to make the stop for San Francisco. Second half not starting off as auspiciously for Garza as did the first.
Played very well in the first half. Sparked him, got him into a lead, went 21-7, then let him back in with a couple of turnovers, and Montana took advantage of that, but now they've had a couple of turnovers apiece, a couple of interceptions apiece, and we've got a pretty good horse race here.
4th down, 1 yard to go. And the offense is staying on the field. No kicker in for St. Louis, so they're going to try it.
Big play right here. Strong side this way to the right.
5 defensive backs. 49ers trying to get a man off the field. Garza helps them out by calling timeout. It was Cousino who was stuck on the field and trying to run off. And Stallings and 1. McAdoo has the first down.
The workhorse for him. McAdoo's been carrying the load all day, running behind the big guards. Lance Smith, their center. Keith Redisick, Tootie Robbins on the right side, doing a good job.
Offensive line did a good job of staying put through a long count.
Sure did. Held them up there a long time. And a lot of times that may be designed. They can't have a long count to get them to jump off sides.
McAdoo again has the football and struggles for yardage inside the San Francisco 30. Ron Hadley, who made the tackle on the last play, makes the tackle again this time. Number 54, a first-year player out of Washington, who has made an impression at inside linebacker for the 49ers.
Seems like they've gotten away from their passing game somewhat, Jim, because of the turnovers they've had. Garza's turned the ball over a couple of times in the last 2 series, so now they're going to try to work the ball down in there on the ground, play a little bit conservative. They seem to play better when they aired things out earlier in the game.
3-yard gain on first down. It's now 2nd down, 7. Reverse. Troy Johnson. Neck tackle by Cooper.
Good play against a team that pursues real well, and the 49er team does pursue. They'll chase the sidelines real well, and what they do is they just get them flowing one side, reverse the ball around the receiver, and try to get on the outside of that. Here you see him coming up in through the middle, and here comes Cooper with that clothesline, and that'll give you a headache. Right there. Bang. Woo. Good job of holding on to the ball.
I hate when that happens. Picked up the first down, though. They moved the chain on it. The ball goes down to the 20. McAdoo.
Tough running.
Inside the 10. Another first down. It will be 1st and goal for St. Louis. Jeff Fuller with the stop to save the touchdown. McAdoo goes over 100 yards, 18 carries for 103.
Here you see the pitch to McAdoo. There you see number 61, Lance Smith leading the way. Number 51, the center, Keith Reddick, getting out in front, and some good, tough running. He just don't knock him off his feet. You see him driving for everything he can get, running real well today. And good looking back.
Yes, he is Bob McAdoo's cousin. There you see the numbers for the day. Cinderella story in replacement football. Derek McAdoo getting a chance to play. Earl Farrell.
Offensive line's doing a nice job of knocking San Francisco off the ball in this series. They've done it all on the ground from about the 40-yard line in. And those two big guards, the center, they're doing a nice job of knocking San Francisco off the ball. And they have to do it on the ground. They've gotten away from their passing game because of the turnovers.
And that is number 54, Ron Hadley, whom we just mentioned a couple minutes ago, who is down and looks a little the worse for wear. Now Garza tries to sneak into the end zone.
Well, they haven't said anything yet.
They're looking down at him.
One of the players signaled. Of course, they don't have the striped shirts on.
I was just getting ready to say, of the 44 yards, 36 of it on the ground, as Stallings is playing under wraps on offense in the second half. But the offensive line really doing a job.
Absolutely. It's all like you said. It's awfully hard to go 40 yards on the ground, especially when you get down in the pleasant side of the field. Inside the 20-yard line, they start stacking things up in there. It's awfully tough to run the ball in. But like you say, the offensive line has done a great job of knocking it in there. I don't see them doing anything differently here. I think they'll just pound it in there right on the ground.
That and a big effort out of Farrell and McAdoo.
Strong side right.
Ball come loose. 49ers think so. Garza doesn't have width.
No, they still have it.
Lucky break. As Garza, I don't think, ever really controlled it on the quarterback sneak. Well,
Nicholas, Dwayne Board. Pete Kugler down in there stopping things inside the 5-yard line, inside the 1.
Fourth and one. You want to sneak it again?
Big play. I don't think so. There it is. Give it to that big guy. Run.
Nothing there.
Looked like he got his momentum stopped somehow, whether they drove an offensive lineman back into him or he got his momentum
The official
stopped.
behind the line, Kenny, has called it a touchdown. Bill Walsh can't believe it, but the man back behind the line of scrimmage, the back judge, has called this a touchdown.
Maybe we get another shot of it. Yeah, they're setting the ball on the 2 for the extra point.
Oh, boy.
McAdoo knocks it in there. Here's a play. We got another shot of it. Here's the ground level from the side. Here's a play. He stopped his momentum right here. Right there, his momentum stops. They got him stopped. Right there, number 33, McAdoo, but he forces the ball across there. It breaks the plane. Maybe that's what they're giving him.
Another line judge there. He called it. Okay.
He saw the ball.
The man who's in position to see it.
Saw the ball break the plane.
So the right man did indeed make the call, and Derek McAdoo gets credit for his 3rd touchdown of the game. And St. Louis goes back on top.
Boy, the 49ers made him earn that one.
Clock ran out. It was the last play of the 3rd quarter, with the exception of this PAT try coming up. McAdoo's telling Stallings, I put it across the line. I did.
Here's another shot of it coming up here, Jim. Here it is. You see him hand the ball to McAdoo in the back. Somebody gets penetration right here, stops his momentum, and he's almost stopped right there. You'll see him stretch his hand out real low and break the plane right there. Stretches his hand out, breaks the plane with the ball. There's the line judge who makes the call. In good position to make the call. Touchdown.
As you can probably tell from the noise in the background, the stadium just saw that same replay, and prior to seeing McAdoo put the ball over the line, they didn't like it any more than the 49ers did. Gallery adds the extra point. So St. Louis goes 45 yards and scores on 4th and 1, and there is Stallings' reaction as the 3rd quarter ends with the score. St. Louis 28 now, San Francisco 21. We now pause for a word from your local station. This is Bell Popcorn Rogers. Look out.
Popcorn like to popped it.
That's right. On his first time touching the football, Rogers goes across the 40 to the 42-yard line before Adrian McBride made the touchdown-saving tackle.
Well, Joe's got some good field position to work here up there around the 40-yard line. Just like he's been doing, nothing will change. No reason to get away from any kind of game plan. 28-21, they'll just nickel and dime them the way they've been doing. Try to get the man-to-man coverage like they've been doing on Mark Jackson. Try to get Dwight Clark on Jackson one-on-one, and do the things they've been doing.
See what they can do after St. Louis got a touchdown the hard way.
Same thing. Just little nickel and dime passes, that serves just like a 7 or 8 yard run. Create those short yardage situations on second down.
DuBose was the catch. Noga with the tackle. Pickup of about 6. It will be second down 4. Hurry up offense
no
for
huddle.
the 49ers. Oh, that's cute. Craig in motion. Montana with a good shot to Terry Greer.
Go with a no-huddle type offense against a young team, a young quarterback, so try to get somebody isolated. Try to maybe get a linebacker, get Craig on a linebacker, get Dwight Clark on Mark Jackson like we talked about. Hurry-up offense sometimes will dictate coverage. You won't give the defensive team time to get in and make different calls on defense. They have to line up in one certain defense and play it.
Nice catch by Greer at the 40 of St. Louis. Greer out of Alabama State.
Alabama State.
Craig is dropped from behind on first down. Good play by the Cardinal defense. Garalchik with the stop.
Garalchik, Peter Noga.
Garalchik hadn't gotten as many calls today as he did last week. When he
had a big game last week.
Ooh, quite a presence. No question about it. This time it's a loss of about a half yard. So it's second down 11. Cardinals go to the nickel. Smith was coming. Montana hit the tight end. Mark Jackson with a good tackle, though, and Francis has held the short yardage.
Had to get rid of the ball pretty quick, so he'll just take what they give him. They give him the tight end out in the flat. Third down 5. Look for the same type thing here, just enough to get the first down. They're underneath passing game to their backs, underneath the tight end, or try to get Dwight Clark on Jackson as they've been doing very successfully.
Big Russ was on injured reserve at the start of the season with a tendon injury. Actually, the Achilles tendon. Some people don't come back from it. Third down 6. Craig with a nice move over the middle.
Great individual effort. Great individual effort. Nice play. A good read on Montana's part. There's that experience coming through. Experience running back, knowing when to cut off the linebacker. Experienced quarterback, reading that very well, getting the ball to him as quick as he possibly can, let him run.
You're going to see Craig break away in the replay from a safety man named John Preston.
Here it is.
42.
Montana sees the linebacker junior coming to get rid of the ball real quick. Nice cut right there on Craig's part. Breaks a tackle right there, and there's a touchdown. Gets a good block from Russ Francis, number 81. And Craig does what he does best. Catch a short pass and go with it.
Young Mr. Preston is one of the replacement players. He may not go through the agony of having to look at that on film 5 or 6 times this coming week. Brockhouse adds the extra point, and we're tied up once again at 28.
Got a good one going here.
Nice looking little football game. 12 seconds. We already know a good deal about him as a result of what he's done today, and it's all pretty good. Earl Farrell on first down gets a couple. St. Louis just isn't going to be able to go with the same offense that got him the last touchdown.
I don't think they can take the ball and just drive it down San Francisco's throat the way they did it earlier. They went 40 yards with it over the last touchdown, but I don't think they can do that continuously. I think they're going to have to open things up a little bit. They got away from their passing game because Garza threw a couple of interceptions, and Gene Stallings said, well, we won't throw the ball. We'll run the ball, and that's what they've done. But I really don't think that's the way to get it done right here.
He's going to have a little confidence in the young man who looks at his wristband between plays. Try to remember what's happening in an offense that's brand new to him. Been in camp less than 2 weeks.
There it is.
Good shot.
There it is.
Down the middle, J.T. Smith can go up and make that grab about as well as anybody in the league.
Half of a little play action type fake. He just gives a little play action fake to try to hold those linebackers. And as you say, J.T. Smith, a born again receiver who only caught like 25 passes while he was at Kansas City, primarily a punt returner at Kansas City. Comes in here and catches 80 balls last year for St. Louis. Garza looks real good, and he's got some great speed on the outside. And Troy Johnson and J.T. Smith, you got to use that speed.
Close games in the AFC West. Denver and Kansas City, the Raiders and San Diego struggling with each other. Ball's knocked loose.
And they have got it back.
Boy, that little McAdoo just scrambles and fights.
He runs so hard, he runs so hard, he hurts himself sometimes.
I say little. He's 5'10", 198 pounds. That's the second time that Jeff Fuller has knocked the ball loose from McAdoo.
Jeff Fuller plays, like we said earlier, like a linebacker, and he's very, very physical. He's 215 pounds, 6'3", 6'4", and when he smacks you, something's got to go.
And both times that Fuller has knocked the ball loose from McAdoo, A&M knocking it away from Baylor, McAdoo has gotten back on top of the ball.
Southwest Conference fighting it out. They got to throw the ball some, Jim. They can't just continuously run. The first time they throw the ball, they get a good gain out of it, and that should give him a little more confidence.
Second down, 13. Garza drops straight back. Too high.
Got a little antsy that time back in the pocket.
Well, and you saw his feet begin to shuffle.
You bet. But he's young. He's working an offense that he's only been with for maybe a couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so, and you can't expect him to play like Montana's playing. Give him some more time. I think he's been impressive today, and he's got the Cardinals in the game.
Now he's got to face a third down, 13. 6 defensive backs in the game for San Francisco. And remember, one of them is Fuller. And line up as a linebacker or a safety man.
There he is up on the line. Here comes Fuller walking up on the line.
An ominous presence to Garza's left.
There he is right up on the line. He's dropping out. Good throw.
First down yardage.
J.T. Smith knew exactly where that marker was, and he went 1 yard past the first down marker, well thrown ball, and gets the first down.
Big cushion from a corner named Darryl Pollard.
Has to respect the great speed of J.T. Smith. You see him driving him off. He's 10 yards off of him. Garza puts the ball. He knows right where to put the ball. He knows where the marker is. Taps those feet for the first downs, moving the chains.
So another big play from Garza. The ball is at the 32-yard line. There are the numbers on Smith. McAdoo. Nowhere to run. Flag down. Dwayne Board corralled McAdoo.
Trying a little sweep, get the guards out front, but got good penetration from Dwayne Board and the linebackers. They stack it up in there and no place to go.
And when a running back tries to get creative like that, that's when you start to get the holding call.
That's exactly right. You're better off just taking what you can get. Just take the ball up in the line, gets a couple of yards. Don't try that reverse field stuff. You lose yardage. You take yourself out of field position. You keep yourself in long yardage situations and puts you definitely in a hole.
Ball club. Garza. Complete. Number 89 is William Harris. Tight end gets his first call of the day.
Good play. That works out fine. You don't have to get all of it back in one shot. You don't have to get all those yards in just one play. Just pick them away, move it down in there, 7, 8 yards at a time. You've got 3 downs to do it. You don't have to get it all in one.
Bill Harris's first catch as a pro. Number 89 has been playing all day at tight end. Doesn't have much dirt on his jersey. Second down now, no?
Yes.
Second down after the penalty. Nifty feet.
Nice move. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, regroup.
Got away from Kugler and Board. And now he's going to have 3rd and about 4 to work on. Doing pretty well after the big penalty.
Getting it back, working it down. He got 7, 8 yards on the pass play. He scrambles for 6 or 7 yards, and he's getting the ball down in there. A big play right here. Three wide receivers.
Need to get it to the 23.
And they come after him right here. Here they come. Here comes Fuller.
And Fuller, who was coming after Garza, decided to grab Derek McAdoo.
They ran themselves right into the play. They had a safety blitz designed where Fuller goes for the quarterback. They ran a draw play instead, and Fuller ran right into the play, ran himself right into the play. This guy's a real good player, real good football player, real versatile player, good special teams player, plays short yardage, plays secondary blitzes, good, talented football player.
4th down. Ball will be marked at the 31-yard line. It'll be a 48-yard field goal try for Gallery, who will now try to untie the game. Sean Halloran hold. Gallery hasn't worked all that much with Sean Halloran. Hooked it left. 49ers come off the field with their hands in the air. Cardinals walk slowly off to the other side.
Holding penalty killed them. They had the ball down in there, had something going. They get the holding penalty, puts them in a long yardage situation. Kicking game has been trouble for a long time. Like as we said at the top, they've had 8 different kickers in uniform since 1985. They've got a revolving door in the kicker's locker.
One of them was a second-round draft choice, John Lee, who was supposed to be the savior. Montana,
Get out of bounds, Joe.
take what they give him and takes a big hit. It was Leonard Smith who decided to go ahead and tee off on Joe as he tiptoed out of bounds.
Really don't know if that sort of thing is necessary. Joe's trying to get out of bounds. Leonard Smith puts a little lick on him, but that's the type player he is, like Fuller. They're physical players. That's the way they play the game. Joe, since he's running with the ball right here, he's trying to get out of bounds, and he was in bounds when Leonard took the shot. Smith took the shot, but a little questionable in my mind.
Number 25, Ken Sims, was staring at Montana. Didn't look like he wanted to hit him all that much. Leonard said, hey, I'll
That's
take
the way
this shot.
this game's played.
Yeah. Watch this, Kenneth. Third down now.
Short yardage, 2 wingmen.
And with the football is Harry Sidney. And Sidney has the first down for the 49ers.
Well, they'll work on the clock some here now. We've got 8 minutes, 30 seconds. They're running the ball. They've got the ball on the ground. Keep the clock running. They've got a lead now, and Joe will just kind of nickel and dime them, run a little bit here, throw a little bit there, and be aware of that 8 minutes left and work on the clock.
Jim Lampley with Ken Stabler at Candlestick Park. The lights are on here. As they get ready for night game of the World Series? No, that's not going to be the case.
No,
the Cardinals
no.
got hold of the Giants over there in Busch Stadium. First down for the 49ers. Montana gets away.
Oh, nice move.
Now you get a free shot.
Yeah.
And Joe goes down.
Nice move on Joe's part to duck underneath the big defensive end who's coming up the field with containment. You'll see a shot of it right here. Nice quick move with Joe. He's got those quick feet. See, Victor Burnett, the guy who has containment, number 69, he's going upfield. Joe stops, cuts underneath him, and then makes a nice play, running for the yards he can get. Don't take any kind of abuse on your body. Get down.
Well, you can't really blame Burnett. That's what the coaches call outside technique.
That's right. That's his job, is to contain him.
Second down, short yardage. Montana takes a chance to go downfield and picks up the first down.
Well, that's what they'll do. They'll just nickel and dime and take this and take that, take what the defense gives them, run one here, keep it mixed up, give them a lot of different looks, a lot of different formations, spread the ball around to a lot of different people, and work on the clock.
Ron Heller with the catch, Charlie Baker with the tackle. 49er first down in Cardinal territory now at the 43. Bill Walsh, not all that enamored of his kicker, Jeff Brockhouse. The Missouri grad has been a little inconsistent while in a 49er uniform. Good shot. Harry Greer inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. John Preston with the tackle. Heck of a throw by Montana.
Nice play right between two defenders. Sticks it right on the numbers for another possession-type pass. Here you see it right here. Both wide receivers line up right, wide left. Go down about 10 yards. Clark hooks out. One guy stops right between the linebackers. Very well-thrown ball right between the 8 and the 2. First and 10. Charlie Baker on the stop.
You look around the league for replacement players who might have a chance to stick even on a 45-man roster, and there's one right there.
Charlie Greer can play.
Craig trying to get nifty, gets inside the 25 to the 24. Again, Charlie Baker with the tackle. He's going to have a big number today.
Charlie Baker, E.J. Jr., and Peter Nogla. Those three linebackers played very well for St. Louis. A replacement ball, but they played very well for them the last 3 or 4 games.
Montana on 2nd and 7, keeping it on the ground. DuBose fights up inside for about 3 more yards. 49ers would love to get a touchdown. Want the field goal, though, if nothing else. Western Division shows them on top, at 3-1. New Orleans now 3-2 after the win over the Bears today. Atlanta 2-3 after beating the Rams today. Rams are really up against it unless St. Louis can do them a favor by winning here.
No doubt. For St. Louis, it helps them an awful lot, not only in the standings, but what will it do for their confidence to come in and beat a team that has all these veteran players in? They're on the ropes now, though. There it is. Greer.
Terry Greer again, and he's out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Working on Sims, the former free agent cornerback who was cut by the Cards in preseason.
Well, here's a ground level shot of it, and you see Greer, and you've got him on Ken Sims, the first-year player from Iowa. And Joe Montana, like we said earlier, this is stealing. Very well thrown pass, very soft, good spot, 1st and 10.
Dubois out of bounds. Travis Curtis pushed him out. Curtis did a good job of playing a hard corner.
Dubois in behind Michael Durrett, a second-year player from Virginia, trying to knock it in there, get behind those big guards and head for that orange flag, the orange marker right in the corner. They'll come back out here, Jim, probably in the same type formation, a short yardage situation, 2 tight ends with a wingman.
Noise mounts a little bit. We got almost 40,000 in here today.
Play pass. Ron Heller.
First time in the game, the 49ers lead.
That's when Joe Montana's best. He's sitting back there. He's got those quick feet. He shuffles around to buy that time and let people work. He's got great vision. Ron Heller, he finds a seam out there. He knows Montana will find him. Here you got a replay, in-zone replay of it. Watch Montana just stand around. There's the play fake. Takes a look to his left, just kind of shuffle his feet around, buys a little time right there with those quick feet, giving people time to work. Throws a strike. Throws it in a good spot, too. If the ball's not caught, it's incomplete.
Walsh is very happy that Brockhouse kicks an extra point instead of a field goal. He missed it to the left. He's going to drive Walsh crazy. The Cardinals trail 30.
Back, and he'd be in pretty good shape in the Eastern Division.
This time they kick it to the other side of the field. Well, that's dangerous because it's Sikahima.
Well, they lose yards on the decision to re-kick.
Yeah, I'm not sure they shouldn't have gone ahead and taken it at the 33. Darren Como made the stop downfield, and now Garza comes on. Pitches to McAdoo on 1st down.
Well, they get outside of Dwayne Boyd, which doesn't happen very often. They get him pinned inside, and they get a little running room out there for McAdoo.
Kevin Dean made the stop. McAdoo with a gain of 10. They move the chains to try to throw against that San Francisco defense, which expects it now.
I don't know. I think Garza has thrown the ball very well today when he's sat back in the pocket and thrown the ball, but somehow Gene Stallings just doesn't have any confidence in him, I guess because of the 2 turnovers they had earlier in the game. But to go this far, to go 61 yards with 3 minutes left, they're going to have to put the ball in the air, and the worst time to do it is on the late downs, on 3rd down, 2nd down. You can throw the ball on 1st down.
Well, he's got some time. Maybe he thinks that the 49ers are thinking pass enough for him to get some room with the running game. Garza holds his feet steady and almost throws the interception anyway.
Well, he just threw that one up. I think he got a little bit frustrated, a little bit confused, didn't want to take the sack, and he just threw the ball up. Ball almost intercepted by Jeff Fuller. He should have just thrown the ball away.
Down long yardage now, and this is a test for young Garza. Bad throw.
Well, it's a bad decision to throw the ball underneath the yard marker anyway with all those linebackers sitting back there in the zone type thing. You got 3rd down and 8, 3rd down and 9. They throw a 5-yard pass. I mean, he is an inexperienced quarterback, and he'll learn from that.
That's the same mistake Halloran made when he was playing quarterback.
That's exactly right.
In the closing drive against Washington.
Throwing the ball underneath that yard marker will hurt you an awful lot of times unless you can do it with people like Roger Craig, but they don't have Roger Craig out there.
Greg Cater to punt it away for St. Louis.
Nice punt.
McLemore at the 22. 49ers will have the football at their 24-yard line, and now with 3:03 to go, one thing becomes critical. Garza used, so they have only one remaining. On first down, Roger Craig plows for about 6 yards, Kenny.
Don't see this drive being much different than anything else they've done, Jim. Like the drive previous to this one, they'll just nickel and dime them.
Double tight end on second down and 4. Craig. First down yardage almost broke away.
Great effort.
Ken Sims made the saving tackle. The 4th San Francisco touchdown that tied it at 28. Now Craig on first down muscles forward for a couple, and we get the 2-minute warning. Roger Craig is getting a lot of work, trying to wrap things up. He's short of the first down. It'll be third down when we come back, but let's go to Brent Musburger in our studio in short yard. Joe Montana trying to dive forward for the first down. He's got it, and now, barring a major miracle, that should wrap it up for the 49ers. They'll have to hold on to the football for 3 more plays. No, make it 2 more plays. Well, actually, 53 seconds to go. They'll only have to snap it once.
One more is Wembley. All on it. They'll just get up there and protect him.
And now it's handshake time.
Well, the veterans came through for the 49ers. Veterans came through and played well. Montana played great. Dwight Clark played good. Big game by Craig.
And there is an unhappy young man who made quite a showing for himself today, nevertheless, Sammy Garza. So the 49ers went 3-0 in replacement ball. They're trying to go back to the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in the 80s. And that man feels like he has just dodged a bullet. He didn't know exactly what would happen, but he's got one of the better personnel operations in the whole league. And John McVay, Walsh's assistant, confided to me Friday, Ken Stabler, that they've been working for a year
putting this team together.
That's right, on the list of players who might ultimately make up the replacement team. This is what the NFC West will now look